This is the Comica Vimo Q. This is a 4-channel wireless lavalier kit. This has 4 transmitters, 1 receiver, and a battery case. What does this one do differently? What does it do better than others currently on the market? Is it even any good? Well, my name's UK. Let's find out, shall we? Okay, so when it comes to 4-channel wireless lav kits, there's only really a few options, a few decent options currently available. Most of these are available on Amazon. That's where this one comes from. This is the Comica. This is 4 channels on a receiver in this very fancy battery case. Now, what sets this one apart from the others currently out there on the market? Well, this one, with its 4 transmitters, can actually record 4 separate audio tracks. So from one receiver, you can have 4 audio tracks, 1 for each mic. Now, to do this is a little bit complex, and not everybody's going to do this. So the way they usually do their mixing for these 4 lav mic kits is they will put 2 of the transmitters onto the left channel, and they will put the other 2 onto the right channel. So when it comes to post-production, it's a little bit difficult to get each of those voices separated from whoever's using the microphone. When you can separate them into 4 individual tracks, then it is much easier and you're going to get much better results with your post-production or even your live mixing if you're doing something like a podcast or something to that effect, where you have finite control over each individual microphone rather than the microphones being mixed into channels. So that's basically the main reason why this kit specifically stands head and shoulders above the others currently available on Amazon. It's the fact that you can record 4 separate tracks, 1 for each microphone. However, you do need the appropriate equipment. To do that, you will need a TRS to mini XLR splitter, and you'll need 2 of those. So there are full instructions on how you would do that inside the manual. But today, let's just talk about the actual kit you get, the build quality, the sound quality, and most importantly, I think, their new Calmix. Now, this is their noise reduction technology that accurately picks up human voices and filters out pretty much everything else. Now, I'm going to give you a sneak peek and let you know, I've actually tested this quite a lot today, and it works phenomenally well. The noise reduction, this Calmix technology they use in the Comica Vimo Q is so good. It sounds better than my DJI Mic 2 with noise reduction turned on. You wouldn't really expect that for a set which has 4 mics, each capable of an individual track recording, a receiver, and a battery case, along with all the wind muffs and TRS cables you would need, for $250. So price to performance, as long as these sound good, as long as the noise reduction works, and as long as everything's kind of as advertised, this is a no-brainer. And I've tested 2 other 4-channel lav mic kits. None of them can touch this. While I've got you here, it's really difficult for me to get subscribers here on YouTube. My videos are not consistent. I just review tech gear. I get random tech gear, I review it. This is what I love to do. But it's really difficult to get subscribers. So if you could help me, if this video was even remotely useful, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Even if you don't use YouTube, it would help me massively and I would really appreciate it. So let's run a couple of sound tests. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a range test with me. We're going to test the Calmix noise reducer, and we're going to let you decide for yourself which one you think sounds best. You're going to be surprised, so stick around. Here's that range test. Let's go for a scoot. Right, so let us do a range test with the Comica Vimo Q. We're going to compare it to the DJI Mic 2. I know for a fact, I've measured it in Google Maps, that this straight line here is about 265 feet. So I'm going to scoot around this whole parking lot, and we're going to test the range of the Vimo Q wireless lavalier mic. They claim 600 feet, I believe. So we're going to do about 260, 270 feet just around this big open space, perfect conditions. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what it sounds like. Just a heads up, this is currently without noise reduction. We're going to test that here in a second. So let's go test this range, shall we? We'll go nice and slow, and I'll keep talking to you, and we'll make sure nothing drops out or nothing funky happens. Nice chill ride around my favorite parking lot. I just saw a Pokemon card on the ground there. I have to swing back around and check that out. Okay, so I know for a fact here is 250 feet exactly. So that should give you an idea of the range. Hopefully I'm still audible at about 250 feet. I'm going to come back in a second. I'm just going to wave to the camera. Yeah, so this is about 250 feet. I'm not sure why you would ever need any more range than this in any kind of real world scenario, but hey, this is a quick range test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to turn on the noise reduction, the Calmix noise reducer, and we're going to see how that does. See if that cuts out some of the wind from this ride. Hopefully all the audio got picked up there and everything's looking hunky-dory. Fingers crossed. See, the good part about being here for these audio tests is there's a lot of traffic. There's a big main road right there. There's another busy road right there. And I'm right by an airport, so planes go over all of the time. So I'm going to try and switch this now. Okay, so now we're in noise cancelling mode. And that was great timing because a car just drove by. I'm going to go back down the other end of the parking lot, and you can hear what this noise cancelling sounds like. There's not very much wind at the moment, but you'll hear the wind when I ride the scooter. And I'm going to go closer to the main road just to give you an idea of what that traffic sounds like. So this is with the noise reducer turned on. This is using Calmix technology, their new noise reduction technology. So you be the judge. You let me know how this sounds. All right, pick up a bit of speed. We'll do this one nice and quick. I'm going to try and not shout. It's a lot windier, and now I'm coming back to you. It's really windy now. Yeah, that wind came out of nowhere. Awesome. So that was the Comica Vimo Q wireless lav mic range test and noise cancelling test. Let's do a similar test with the DJI Mic 2. I'm going to unplug the receiver for the Vimo Q, and we will see the sound and audio quality difference of the DJI Mic 2, which will be recording in 24-bit versus the Vimeo Q from Comica, which also records in 24-bit. Now, just a heads up, I'm not going to do anything to this in post besides maybe adjust the levels so that it's the same volume throughout, but I'm not going to do any kind of processing or anything. This is just going to be straight raw audio from these microphones side by side, so you can tell, you know, the sound difference, the quality difference. Obviously, there's a big price discrepancy between the DJI Mic 2 and the Comica Vimeo Q, but I'll let you guys be the judge. So let me swap these mics and I'll be right back. Okay, now I am recording audio using the DJI Mic 2. So this is the DJI Mic 2 without any noise reducer. This is with the noise reducer turned off on the DJI Mic 2 through the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So I'm going to do a quick scoot about. I'm going to talk to you while I do it. You can listen side by side to how these microphones sound, give you an idea of the range. I know for a fact the DJI Mic 2 handles range really, really well. I've had over 300 feet on the DJI Mic 2 before, and it worked just fine. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. Again, no noise reduction turned on currently on the DJI Mic 2. I'm going to get here to the busy main road again. Again, we're about 260, 270 feet away. I'm going to come around here, and then I am going to do the same. Okay, exactly the same test. This time I have the DJI Mic 2 through the Osmo Pocket 3, but I have the noise reduction on. So this should give you an idea of how good the Calmix noise reduction is on the Vimeo Q versus the DJI Mic 2, which I'm using right now with noise reduction turned on. So I'm going to go the same route, and then I'm going to go over to the loud traffic noise over here and let you hear what that sounds like. A lot of wind while I ride pretty fast, so I'm going to try and not shout over and get all distorted. Bear with me. So we're coming up to this big main road now. Plenty of traffic, plenty of noise. Noise reduction is turned on. Let me know, how does it sound? Trucks going by, cars going by. Yeah, it's super busy right now. Again, DJI Mic 2 at about 260, 270 feet away with noise reduction turned on by a very busy road. Okay, let's get back to the studio and I will give you a little bit more information on the Comica Vimo Q4 wireless lav mic kit. So, okay, what did you think? What did you think of the range test? They do have an advertised range of 660 feet. I'm not sure if that 660 feet in a direct line of sight up a mountain or how they're getting that number. As you saw in the range test, I actually started cutting out around 270 feet. It cut out closer when I turn the noise cancelling on. So if the noise cancelling has anything to do with its ability to transmit, I've no idea. But realistically, you're gonna get about 250 feet of range with good conditions and good clear line of sight, which is more than enough for just about any application you would be using this type of kit for. So the range, okay, it's not the advertised 660 feet. I don't know how they would get to that number. I got 250 before it started cutting out on me, but I think that's plenty acceptable. I wish they would just adjust their marketing to match that, because saying 250 feet doesn't sound as good or as sexy as 660 feet or whatever it is they claim. But 250 feet range, it's good enough for me, and it's good enough for most applications you're going to be using something like this for anyway. They're not radios. They're not, you're not going off into the woods, and no, you're going to be pretty close to the receiver at most times anyway. And if you do get 250 feet away from it, you want to make sure your camera gear is all secure and you've got somebody back there with it. So the range isn't exactly as described, but it's good enough for most applications. What about the audio quality? What did you think of the audio quality? Personally, I loved it. I was listening back on some high quality headphones, and the audio quality, specifically the voice audio quality on the Comica Vimo Q mics, are exceptional, especially for the price. Now, I had the volume set to 1 and I did no post-production whatsoever. This is just straight audio directly pulled off my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So that's basically what it's going to sound like for you. The audio quality for me gets a huge thumbs up. These things sound absolutely fantastic. But what really shocked me was their new Calmix technology. The noise reduction that they're using on this kit is bonkers good. I think the noise reduction on this kit absolutely smoked the noise reduction on the DJI Mic 2. Now, granted, this could probably get firmware updates and stuff later down the line. I'm not sure Comica do over-the-air updates, but out of the box, the noise reduction, this Calmix noise reduction on the Comica Vimo Q is chef's kiss good. It was blocking out fan noises in my room, airplanes going over, and it even handled really heavy traffic much better than the DJI Mic 2's noise reduction. So if that's what you're looking for, I would strongly suggest you check out the Comica Vimo Q. Noise reduction, amazing. Range, perfectly good enough. Audio quality, absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. But you tell me, let me know in the comments, what did you think of the audio tests? All right, and finally, let's get to my overall initial impressions on this kit as a whole. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This build quality of this case, this battery charging case here with the indicator, battery indicator light, the USB charging port, this feels so premium. It's hard to describe how good this feels. Like, I mean, it's probably some kind of plastic, some kind of PU leather coating on this hard case. These hard case usually get like for camera accessories and stuff, but the fact that they wrap the whole thing in this kind of texture, PU leather, it just makes it feel premium. And because it's got the battery built into the case that's all wrapped in this, I've never seen anything like it. And I think they did such a good job with the build quality of this battery case. This is like easily the best build quality audio piece of gear I've ever got, I think. The way they designed the case with the battery charger, the way they designed this padded loop net to house all of the accessories. And I've got every one of the accessories in here. So it's all of the wind muffs, the cables, everything's in there. The fact that these are magnetized in the battery case, so you just kind of pop it in and then it's not going to come out, it's not going to fall out, it's not going to tip out. It's a really well thought out kit. The build quality on this is second to none. Something else to note that I really love is the fact that there is a battery meter on the LCD screen on the receiver, which is super handy because when you pop this onto charge, it will tell you exactly what battery level your individual mics are at, what the battery level the receiver's at, but also what the battery level the case is at. At any point, you could open this case and get an overview, I don't know if you can see there, of the battery percent of all of these microphones. Okay, so here's what I would like to see in the next version of the Comica Vimo Q, maybe the Comica Vimo Q2. I would absolutely love to see internal storage. If this set had any form of internal storage where you could just pop one out, start recording, pop it back in and away you go, this kit would replace a lot of audio gear lying around in my office and that I use out in the field, because the audio quality is exceptional and the noise reduction is almost unbeatable. I've not seen a better noise reduction setup on a wireless lav mic before. I just haven't. They're that good. So if this had some kind of internal storage, either in one of the transmitters or the receiver, where you could just pop one out, press the record button, away you go, this would be absolutely the best lav mic kit on the market, like hands down. The last thing I'd like to see is all of the cables required to get individual tracks out of this full lav system in the package. So the fact that it does offer 4-track recording through a single receiver is fantastic, but the fact that you have to buy the XLR splitter cables to do that into a mixer, that's a bit of a letdown. It would be great if they would include some form of cabling in the package that comes in the box that would allow you to buy this and have a true 4-track, 4-channel wireless lav mic setup. That would just make things so easy. If they could find a way to do that and explain how that works to people through their user manual, that would be a massive update for this too. Now, would I recommend the Comica Vimo Q 4-channel wireless lav mic kit? Hands down, unequivocally, yes. Primarily for one reason. If you're looking for a wireless lav kit that just sounds good, there are others on the market. If you're looking for a wireless lav kit that can handle fan noise, AC hum, traffic, echo, reverb, things like that, get the Vimo Q. The Calmix technology they use for their noise reduction is second to none. I've not heard any noise reduction quite like it. Not only does it do a phenomenal job removing the noise in the background, it also does it in a way where it doesn't distort or muffle the voice audio it's picking up. The way it works is kind of magic, and I'm super impressed with that. That's the killer feature here with the Comica Vimo Q. That noise reduction is unbeatable and unmatched, in my opinion, just based on the microphones that I have tested and tried so far. And I'll give you an example of that. Right now, you see I'm using my Shure MV7 microphone going here into my Rodecaster Duo. Now, I've got this set up specifically to deal with the echo and reverb in this room that no amount of sound paneling can dampen. It just is physically impossible. My room is too big, it's too oddly shaped, and there is no way to manage the echo and the reverb and all of the noise, the ceiling fan, the AC. There's no way to manage that. But with the Shure MV7 going into the Rodecaster, using the Rodecaster's processing, I'm able to manage that. I'm able to denoise, I'm able to get rid of the reverb, and I'm able to clean up the audio that's coming into my OBS right now. But this thing cost $500, right? So to get that level of clean audio from a microphone, you're going to get that with this. You're going to get that same type of really clean vocal voice audio from a tiny little lav mic like this that'll do all of that processing with its Calmix technology, with its noise reduction. So if that's what you're looking for, get this. If you're just looking for a full lav mic kit that sounds good and won't break the bank, I would recommend checking the 7 Rhymes DW40. I've got a link to that. I'll put it up here somewhere. There's about half the price of this, but nowhere near as good. Obviously, you get what you pay for. 250 bucks, hands down in a heartbeat, recommend this. Would I rather have this than the DJI Mic 2 2-channel set with receiver? Hands down the Comica. Again, if they figure out an internal storage solution for this kit, this would be all I would ever need for 90% of all of my audio applications. It's that good. Okay, I've talked a lot about the Comica Vimo Q. I really do love it. I think it's fantastic. If you're interested in purchasing it, I've got a link down below. It's an Amazon affiliate link. If you buy anything from that link, I get a little kickback. So thanks for that. You don't have to. It'd be nice. I'm going to wrap it up there. So, at Bing UK, you've been fantastic. I will see you in the next one.